Here's the #1 tip, a secret on how to pick the best restoration shop. After my years of experience, this is where everybody goes wrong. They get a car restored and it's worthless at the end. Sometimes it's better off just to leave the car alone. Let's be honest, restorations aren't cheap, so you don't want to waste your money. The value of your car is based totally on the quality of the restoration at the end of it. Okay, so here's the secret. You want somebody with frame experience, a guy with heavy collision experience. Otherwise, they don't straighten the foundation properly and end up with a crooked car at the end of it all. It's hard to find a shop with the skills for that today. In the 70s, everything got fixed. The bumpers right into the firewall. They fixed it. Today, as soon as it hits, the airbags pop, you get new bumper covers, door skins, very little unibody structure, some, but not a lot, and certainly not like it used to be. The question you have to ask is, do you have any frame equipment to measure my frame to know it's straight before you start the job? The second question is, do you have the equipment to straighten it and the guy to do it? My experience, most vintage cars have been hit more than once and often not repaired correctly. So you tend to have to repair every previous collision job in order to get the car to be a quality restoration. That can add a lot of labor, and you want to know where you're at before you start. What happens when they don't have the measuring equipment, they can't straighten the frame, and they got a crooked car? How do they restore the car? You're not going to like the answer. I see it all the time. Here's what they do. So let's say your door doesn't fit because it hits the front fender or it hits the back. Well, what they do is they just chop it off and weld the edge. The hood doesn't fit, chop off a ½ an inch here and there. Make it look like it's straight. I see this all the time. Well, when somebody goes to buy that car, they pick out these details, especially the guys that know what they want, and they study that car because they love them. They know a good car from a bad one. They're the more expert sometimes than the bodymen that look at a car, especially when they love that particular model. They're experts. I get that with Austin Healey's. They know what they're looking at, so do it right. Now you need a guy to make a new part of the door that doesn't exist anymore. For all you know, the fender's shot, the hood's screwed. All the labor you got to do to bring that back, you probably got to fabricate half of it. I run into that all the time. The maximum a car can be off is 1/8 of an inch overall, through the whole car. I see cars, they're 1 inch off, 1.5 inches. It's ridiculous. What happens is, you ever see a car, you're driving behind it and the front wheels are there and the back wheels are off to one side. We call that dog tracking. The car will burn tires, it'll never be right. These are the cars you see for sale at the latest auction. Anybody that's done auction cars, and I have, there's a ton of ways to cheat. I see them go through Barrett-Jackson. They're crooked as hell. I can see it while they're sitting there. Notice they don't close the doors or the hood's left open because it won't close. It's going to hit. But hey, let's get it sold and done. A lot of people refuse it when they actually get in the thing and look a little better. But once you buy it, you got a problem. I come across cars quite often with a bent frame. I prefer that than when they've chopped and butchered the whole car up, because that can triple the cost of the restoration, and it's not very nice for the owner because he ends up, it all has to be fixed. It doesn't go away. Has anybody else here had some restoration disasters like this? Let me know. If you want to know more on how to find a good car or how to restore a car, please like and subscribe. I'd be glad to answer your questions.